So in the last video, we were looking at how the Pharisees and the temple assistants had come down to the River Jordan to talk to John the Baptist, to ask him, who is he? Is he the Messiah? Was he the prophet they were waiting for? And he's turned around and responded, no, I am the one that Elijah talked about that was sent to clear the way for the Lord, to make the path straight. So that's where we're up to, and let's continue on to how the Pharisees responded. So we're up to John chapter 1, verse 24. Then the Pharisees who had been sent asked him, if you aren't the Messiah or Elijah or the prophet, what right do you have to baptize? John told them, I baptize with water, but right here in the crowd is someone you do not recognize. Though his ministry follows mine, I am not even worthy to be his slave and untie the straps of his sandal. This encounter took place in Bethany, an area east of the Jordan River where John was baptizing. As part of a fulfillment of prophecy, God sent John first to prepare the way, to prepare Israel to be able to say, hey, this is your Messiah that you're waiting for. The timing was lining up. They knew that the Messiah was coming soon because based on a prophecy from Daniel, there was a day that Jesus was to ride on the donkey and be declared as the king. That happened the week before his crucifixion, and that was prophesied to the day. So they knew their Messiah was coming pretty soon. And here it is that Jesus sent somebody before him to testify that he would be the God. He didn't just rely on his own testimony. He didn't just rely on his own miracles or anything like that. He relied on prophecies that Jesus would fulfill. He relied on God the Father speaking to different people. Maybe it was the Holy Spirit that spoke to John the Baptist and told him, this is how you're going to recognize who it is. John recognized and he declared and he spoke. And I think that's a challenge for each of us. When we recognize that Jesus is God, are we responding the same way? Are we responding like John the Baptist did, of declaring and speaking and telling people, hey, I know God is real because I know that God is faithful because he's done this in my life. I know that God is going to do what God says he's done because he's proven it this way in my life. Yeah, we've got the Bible. We've got the Old Testament. We've got the New Testament of where God has shown up in those people's lives. But I can tell you right now, the church you're at, the people that you're around, the people that you interact with, they need to hear your testimony of Jesus. They need to hear how God has shown up in your life. Because otherwise, we have conversations with people where they're like, yeah, I've been going to church my whole life, but I haven't seen a big miracle from God. That happens because we keep our mouth shut. We make God smaller than he is. He's a big God. So that's my challenge to you. If you've had a miracle done in your life, if you have seen the hand of God, if you've seen him at work in your life, are you sharing that to those around? Are you giving them hope of how good of a God he is? That they can be like, okay, if God did it for them, he's going to do it for me too. Because that's the sort of amazing God he is.